tell you what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light.
Like any month, October has had its ups and downs and upside downs and everything in between. Between pumpkin patches, Halloween parties, and the first frost biting the garden. It's been a season of endings and beginnings in the most literal and figurative sense. A few months ago, my husband and I bought our first house. We love it, we love the neighborhood, the people we've met, and turning this house into a home. But the house came with an hour commute from the school I was previously teaching at. I worked with elementary-aged children teaching math classes and helping students across different learning spectrums. But with a new commute and a change in roles, I committed to just tutoring 2 days a week this school year. I also committed to another season coaching high school volleyball, since the school I work at is pre-K through 12th grade, and volleyball will forever be one of my deep loves. While I've loved teaching and it's brought me a lot of joy, I've also had a longing to pursue a creative career. Teaching actually was never my career plan. In fact, I didn't go to school for teaching. I went to school and got my degree in strategic communication. But I really wanted a creative career that would allow me to explore and develop my creative passions. I didn't know what that would look like entirely, but with less hours of work, I decided to put my energy into trying new things and exploring some of the ideas I've just been longing to try. I am extremely multi-passionate and wasn't really sure where to focus my energy, but I just started trying things. That's when I started this YouTube channel focused on inspiring creativity and resourcefulness. I started putting effort into Instagram and TikTok as well by teaching and sharing creative ideas and DIY skills and techniques. I jumped right into the fire and decided to just learn as I went, and I learned a lot. Jumping in taught me to focus on what I can control and let go of what I can't. It taught me to learn more consistency and to just keep showing up regardless of my mood. Creating content brought back some confidence I had recently lost because it was the first time in a long time that I was consistently working on something without somebody else holding me accountable. I kept showing up, and I learned to trust myself more. I got pushed outside of my comfort zone and learned that I could face certain fears, like my fear of being rejected or criticized. When a simple candle making video went viral on TikTok, I had to learn to deal with negativity and rude comments. It was my first experience with the toxicity that can sometimes come from sharing online, and it really challenged me. I had to learn to be confident in myself and still reply with kindness and compassion. Not to mention all of the skills I've been learning. Each week and with each YouTube video, I have learned a little bit more about filmmaking, a skill which, if you couldn't tell, I am a complete amateur at. I've also learned new DIY skills. I learned how to flip our kitchen table, decorate our home on a budget, and even started building basic furniture. I found a love for taking old items and giving them new life. I learned that I love the sustainability and resourcefulness that comes from taking a thrifted item and finding a new use for it, or taking what other people see as garbage and turning it into something beautiful. Being a good steward over what's right in front of me rather than always looking for the newest thing. I shared that love for resourcefulness on my social media and in my YouTube videos. And this journey has been a joyful one. Sharing, being creative, problem solving, and connecting with total strangers has been an incredible journey. I decided to continue that journey by opening my own shop, which will be coming very soon and I will be sharing more about in future videos. I've been building an inventory of home decor that focuses on those values of resourcefulness and sustainability. Everything is thrifted, repurposed, or handmade, usually from old materials by yours truly. And I have so many more ideas of where I want to take this creative journey, the business I want to build, the direction I want to go. And it's been a beautiful, wonderful, exciting season, but it has also been really overwhelming. I have been in hyper productivity mode for the last 2 months now, and it's catching up to me. In addition to running in a million different directions, the volleyball season recently ended, and the financial pressure of taking care of immediate needs and not just long-term goals has presented itself. I want to build a creative career that will bring me joy and will allow me to be home with my family one day when we do have kids. But the reality is we also have present needs. And that's the crazy, thrilling, and roller coaster-esque tale of any startup project, business, or creator. And while I lived this tale so intensely, I forgot how to rest. I think sometimes when you become really passionate about something, rest gets put on the back burner. But the excitement can only sustain itself for so long because at some point you have to face the reality that you are not a machine. You are a human being. And in one way or another, at some point, your body will tell you to slow down. And mine told me this week because I burned out. I became irritable, fatigued, and my time management was really struggling because I was beginning to feel stressed and overwhelmed. And honestly, I desperately just needed a nap. Which brings me to today. Today is going to be a reset day, a rest day in the sense of restoring balance and allowing myself to just exist outside of the state of constant hyper-productivity. A day to slow down my mind and body and take care of a few needs that I've been neglecting. I want to start the morning off by doing some light cleaning. With all the projects lately, the house could use a quick tidy up. I don't want to do anything too intense, but I do want to pick things up. I can relax and just think so much clearer when my environment matches that mental state. I just dedicated about 45 minutes to tidying up, and it made the biggest difference. Next, I want to get out of the house and move my body while soaking in a little bit of sunshine. Temperatures have been plummeting, and today we are enjoying a brisk 45 degrees. Movement is something that significantly impacts my mood and helps me deal with stress. It's funny how exercising and doing something hard in a controlled environment makes dealing with the hard in life feel a little easier and lighter. It's like building muscular strength also builds mental strength. I have played competitive volleyball for most of my life, and now I continue coaching. I also love being outside between rock climbing, skiing, hiking, and canyoneering. That is where I feel most alive. So I knew a breath of fresh air and movement would be good for my mind. My body feels really tired and worn out though, so I lightened up my exercise for the day. I decided to just go for a light jog/walk. I went to my local park and made so many laps around I lost count. I ran a little, but mostly walked because I was enjoying the slower pace, both physically and mentally. I decided to call it my gratitude walk, and with each lap I took, I focused on a different aspect of my life. One lap I dedicated to my husband and listed off things I love and appreciate about him. Another I focused on being grateful for our home, or my job, or my body. One lap I simply tried to identify every beautiful thing I could see and be very present in the moment. I directed my gratitude towards God and took that time to express my love for Him. After 3 miles, my heart was so full, and I just had this renewed sense of joy and energy. I think I might make the gratitude walk a weekly tradition throughout the month of November. My body has been really tense with stress, so I wanted to do some light yoga to stretch and loosen up. I used to do yoga pretty regularly because consistent yoga was the one thing I found really helped relieve the pain from my sciatica injury, but I haven't rolled out my yoga mat in quite some time. I forgot how much I missed really just slowing down. Yoga for me is one of those things that can feel a little bit boring in the moment since I'm used to fast-paced sports, but I feel so good after. I didn't do much strength training, but focused more on stretching and just decompressing. Okay, it's lunchtime and I want to give my body a little bit of love. I have not been eating healthy the past few weeks and nourishing my body the way it needs, which has also contributed to some burnout. I'm not really in the mood for an elaborate cooking session, especially because I have to make a huge batch of taco soup later for our Halloween party tomorrow. So I picked my favorite easy lunch. It's something my sister came up with, and yes, it looks incredibly strange, but it's so good. You just grab a white cheddar rice cake, some cottage cheese, and cut up some tomatoes. This was perfect because we have so many tomatoes to get through our garden. I also like to add avocado on top, but we were fresh out. So I sprinkled some everything bagel seasoning on top, and voila. I also poured myself some naked green juice, which is so tasty and packed full of nutrients. I took time to drink plenty of water, and I actually took my vitamins for once. I'm going to hop in the shower now and get ready for the day before doing anything else. I hate cold showers. I like mine hot and steamy. I also love taking hot baths, but I have been finding that if I finish off my shower with a minute of freezing cold water, I get a crazy serotonin boost. It feels awful in the moment, but it's the most invigorating feeling, and it really wakes me up and energizes me. I want to take some time to just think and ponder rather than do and produce. My journal is such a safe and creative outlet for me. My first and most meaningful creative love will always be writing. That is how I process my thoughts and express myself, so my journal is such an important outlet for me. I've been neglecting it though lately. I've found that when I stop writing, I tend to lose perspective. So I decided I wanted to do a little gratitude entry to go along with my gratitude walk. Since today is all about slowing down and just existing, I decided to turn this page into a little art journaling spread. Lately, creativity has been all about productivity, so I wanted to make something just for the joy of it.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin.
I used to have a vision board with all of my goals and intentions, but this year I really wanted to make God a bigger part of my goal setting and planning, so I created a prayer board instead. I don't really want to show it all on here because it's pretty personal to me, but it's basically a trifold board with my goals on it, scriptures I'm focusing on, reminders of who I want to become, not just what I want to accomplish, and things that I'm grateful for. I also have a little sheet protector with paper that I can write names of people I come in contact with that are in need of something. It reminds me to pray for them and look for and brainstorm opportunities to help. One thing I want to focus on more in my life is being an instrument in God's hands, and I think that starts with being aware of the needs around me. I decided to take some time to intentionally remind myself of what I'm working towards and the person I'm striving to become. I also wanted to soak in some scriptures and just show up before God in a way that says, hey, I'm listening, I'm here, and I'm willing to do what you need. I get the most stuck in my life when I start trying to do everything alone, but once I open up to God and let Him help me, things just always seem to work out. I know not everyone on here is going to believe the same things or think in the same way, and that's okay. I respect any differences, and I actually find value in the differences we all share. But this recording is, after all, my reset day, and these are the things that really help me. I feel so much better physically, mentally, and spiritually now, so I feel like I'm in a good headspace to do my monthly planning. I recorded this on October 30th, so I want to prepare for the month ahead. November is an exciting month. I am going to be getting ready for my very first craft fair. We have family events planned, the holidays are in full swing, and honestly, these next 2 months are my favorite time of year because of everything we do as a family and all the fun traditions that we have coming up. I do my monthly planning on my iPad. I actually made this digital planner at the end of last year, and I've really loved it. I've learned a lot of what does and doesn't work, and I'm working on making myself one for 2024. I want to make a digital planner that I can not only use, but share with others as well. So I'm hoping to add that to my online shop before the new year. I'll let you know when that's ready. For a new month, I like to think about ways I want to grow as a person, not just what I want to accomplish. I usually gather some quotes, scriptures, and images that I think will help me refocus on my intentions if I get derailed or forgetful. I also like to look through my calendar and add important dates and to-dos for the coming weeks. I'm going to be doing my business and content planning later, but let me know if you're interested in seeing more planning videos in the comments below. After some planning, I went to pick up my grocery order. Sometimes I actually really enjoyed the process of walking through the grocery store, picking through the produce, and physically deciding what to bring home. I also like that I can use my own reusable bags when I shop in person, but I didn't need much produce because of the garden, and I just didn't have the energy to spend a lot of time shopping today, so I thoroughly enjoyed the modern conveniences of pickup orders. I'm really grateful to the workers who make it possible to just drive up and grab everything you need in a matter of minutes. After getting home, I put groceries away, watered plants, and then got to work making a super easy and simple dinner for Riley and me. Later tonight, I'm going to make a huge batch of taco soup and get ready for a Halloween party, and then try to take some time to just relax and enjoy being with my husband. My name is Jenneca, and I post videos weekly with the hope of inspiring creativity and resourcefulness. I do a lot of things like DIY, crafting, decorating, and organization. I loved having you here for this video, and if you'd like to join me for the next one, please hit like and subscribe, and I will see you next week.